All right, welcome back. Week 2 of the coach's office. We're going to kick things off.
EOWL coaches.
EOWL coach's office.
A lot of coaches' offices out there. This one's specific to the Eastern Ohio Wrestling League.
Is it, though? Or are we going to talk about other things outside of the Eastern
Good point,
Ohio
because
Wrestling
you can't just live in this little area right
No.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we call it the EOWL coach's office? But let's leave that door open. You want to
I
call
like
it
that.
wrestling coach's
I like
office?
that. I don't know. We'll decide that at a later time.
Later time. That sounds like a poll. That's a poll on Twitter.
I like it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I wanted to start off. We're going to start off with some of our mistakes from last week. There were a few.
There were, more than a few. We should be embarrassed that we're even doing this.
I'll address my sleeper issue in another segment.
Okay.
I've been ridiculed.
It needs to be addressed now, though. A little teaser about what we're talking about.
So we're going to start off. First, Jax Leonard. We were confused. Did he go 2-2 at state, 3-2? What the heck happened?
Yeah, we didn't know.
He actually took 8th at state, which is quite an accomplishment as a freshman. So we apologize to Jax.
We apologize to him, and we can't count him as a sleeper then.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Also, we skipped a ranked wrestler for Lakeside in Division One.
Yeah.
And surprised we did because he was a pretty big hammer.
He was impressive.
We don't really know a lot about Lakeside throughout the year. We don't see him a lot because they're more up north. But I remember seeing him later in the year. Maybe it was at our Duel Before League.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And he's a pretty impressive wrestler. So that's Parker Meany from Lakeside. Buxman has him at 13th. Burrow has him at 12th.
Yes, and we apologize for that. And we're going to make 100 more mistakes. And that's
you can guarantee that.
Yeah. I have to apologize to Coach Rocky. I said Rocky Ratliff.
I knew it, and I just let you keep going.
So this is what friends are for. Skip McLaughlin's son, Rocky McLaughlin, is the coach of Louisville. And we actually really like the Louisville team, and we like those guys. I think something happened where I was going back to my days coaching in Columbus, and I was remembering Jeff Ratliff and Rocky Ratliff. They were really, really tough guys.
Is that one and the same person?
No, they're two different kids.
So there's Jeff Ratliff and Rocky Ratliff.
Yeah,
they're brothers.
Now again, you're going to put me in. Next week, I'm going to have to talk about where we were wrong, and I'm going to get this wrong. But if I remember correctly, there was Rocky Ratliff first.
Okay.
And then a couple of years later, a younger brother, Jeff Ratliff. And I want to say Jeff was an All-American at Ohio State, wrestled at Ohio State, but I think Rocky, they're both very good wrestlers. And I think
you want to guess on a school they went to?
Marion Harding. I know that. I remember the Ratliffs. But I guess when I heard Rocky, I thought Rocky Ratliff, and so I didn't know disrespect to the Louisville program and to Skip. We certainly know who those guys are. And
it's not actually Skip. It's Rocky. Skip's his dad.
That's what I'm saying. But I want to.
Okay.
I want to.
Just I want to make sure you know.
I got it. Okay. And I don't want to fall over it anymore. But I could say this. Rocky had a tremendous career.
Yes.
And so
Ratliff or Laughlin?
Both.
Okay.
But I'm going to say Laughlin had a great career. I want to say, and I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess because we need some content. I'm going to say he was wrestled at Mount Union, and he might have been. I want to say he's an OAC. Is it OAC? Is that their OAC champion? And I think he might have been a national qualifier a couple of times. So he was a pretty decorated wrestler that Louisville I know is excited to have him. So I apologize to all the Rockies out there: Rocky Balboa, Rocky Ratliff, Rocky McLaughlin, and yeah.
And then our final thing, we left another new member off of the EOWL list.
You did that one. You were responsible.
I think you're on the board at the league, didn't you?
No, they didn't want me.
It's not surprising.
Okay.
We left Waterloo off. D3, tough program. We'll talk about them. They actually have a D3 tournament coming up this weekend. We'll mention that later. So apologies to Waterloo as well. Excited to have them in the league. And that's it for our mistakes. There'll be many more, though.
Yes.
Possibly just in this segment.
There's a couple we messed up already.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
You.